Hi boys and girls, it's Michelle Birdsong, the coping coach. Mainstream includes for the Marginalized program. Mainstream includes to you. So we're going to read some more of Chapter 2, The Knighting of King Arthur. But before I begin, I must thank my sister Helen for teaching me to read in the first place so I can be here reading to you. Her name is Mrs. Helen Anderson Long of Clarksville, Tennessee. Shout out. Thank you, Helen. She was also the finalist in the Disney Teacher of the Year Awards contest. So she not only taught me when I was 5 years old, but she went on to teach thousands of other lucky kids too. So there we go. All right, I'll put on my glasses. I bought this stringy thing because I want to strengthen my eye muscles and not wear my glasses all the time. I'm going to use my muscles to see and only wear my glasses when I need them. Isn't that a good idea? I think so. So I'll show you the picture. That's that's one of the knights trying to pull the sword out of the stone, the anvil and the stone. Okay, this may be Merlin. See, this is how they dressed in those days. Okay, so I'll begin reading. An appeal and a challenge. Soon after Easter, a message reached Arthur from King Leo de Grance of Cameliard, far to the north. Leo de Grance's lands had been laid waste by many wars, so that mountain lions and wolves and boars came to the very castle walls by daylight. That sounds scary. Now he was threatened by an invading tyrant from Ireland, King Ryons, and he begged Arthur's help. Never one to take fewer risks than his knights, Arthur himself led his companions northward. He pitched his tent on the edge of the dark, ice-bound forest where Ryons held sway and challenged the tyrant to single combat. Very brave, wasn't he? Arthur did not have to wait long. King Ryons, well-armed, came roaring out of the gloom. He stopped on the bank of an ice-covered stream. Arthur drew his sword and waited. Clattering across the ice, King Ryons lunged at him. Skillfully, Arthur turned aside the blow with his shield. Then he struck the tyrant's head. Such a mighty stroke that the sword sank through the skull to the teeth. Ryons fell like an oak, which is a tree, under the axe of a woodsman. After this, Arthur and his companions hunted down the wild beasts, the wolves and boars and mountain lions lurking in fearsome dens. They cut down the dark forest that had grown around the castle walls. Then they rested at Leo de Grance's castle, and he entertained them well. From the balcony of the great hall, Guinevere, the daughter of Leo de Grance, looked down upon the company of knights. Her gaze rested on the bold Sir Baldwin and on Sir Kay, handsomely arrayed. She looked longest at Sir Lancelot, famous throughout the land for his deeds of courtesy and valor. You might want to ask your parents, your mom or dad, to look in the dictionary, look up the word valor. It's not a word we use very frequently these days. You want to look it up and find out what it is. It's a fine concept of character. Arthur sat a simple knight among knights, plainly dressed, modest and quiet. For him, Guinevere spared scarcely a glance. But Arthur saw Guinevere and thought her the most beautiful lady in all of the world. On the southward journey, Arthur led his knights into many adventures and righted many wrongs. By the time they had come to Canterbury, Arthur's good deeds were widely known. The common folk and most of the nobility rejoiced that England's king could now be crowned. So at Pentecost, the seventh Sunday after Easter, the Archbishop of Canterbury placed the crown upon the young king's brow. Arthur swore to uphold justice as a king should all the days of his life. Then a great procession of knights and nobles rode triumphantly through the streets and sang, "Blow, trumpet, for the world is white with May. Blow, trumpet, for the long night has rolled away." That's Night. Blow through the living world. Let the king reign. Isn't that wonderful? Oh, I love this. I love this language. Let's see. Should we read this? The War with the Rebel Kings. Let's see how long it is. I think we'll save this for next time. Next time we'll read The War with the Rebel Kings. Okay? Send it up like that. And before I let you go, I want to give a shout out to my favorite group of artists. They paint with their mouths. They are called the Mouth and Foot Painting Artists because they have no hands with which to paint. But that doesn't stop these clever, creative souls. They paint beautiful, amazing pictures with their mouths. That, my friends, is a testament to the triumph of the human spirit. See that? Isn't that wonderful? Aren't they wonderful? And before I let you go, I must show you my favorite item that they send me, and I pay them for it. They are the Mouth and Foot Painting Artists at 20 Peachtree Industrial Center Street, 101, Atlanta, Georgia, 30341-2240, in case you want to buy some of their many products, creative products, cards, wrapping paper, address books, birthday cards, so many wonderful, beautiful things. You can write them or call them and ask for a catalog, and you can see what they offer. I just want to show you their calendar for next year. Now, this was painted by a person with her brush, his or her brush, in her mouth. Isn't that amazing? Look at this. I mean, could you even do this with your hands? I couldn't. Look at this. Is that glorious? That's amazing. Now, that's a brush in the mouth. You know what? You could experiment, and it goes on for a whole year. It's a calendar. Okay? You might want to experiment and put a brush of paint in your mouth and paint on paper or canvas, and you'll see how difficult it is, and you'll have as much respect for these wonderful, talented artists as I do. All right, boys and girls, don't forget to remind your parents to get themselves informed about the presidential candidates because the election is coming up soon. And may I suggest that they think about voting for the guy, the presidential candidate and vice presidential candidate who love America. I feel safe when there is love, don't you? And I love you. And I want you to be good little boys and girls and be happy and be good to your parents, okay? Or your caregivers. Okay, I'm gonna stop for now. And we'll read more tomorrow. This is Michelle Birdsong, Mainstreaming Clues for the Marginalized, Mainstreaming Clues to you, saying goodbye for now.